In today's video, 5 public speaking tips for kids. Public speaking tips for kids, for youth, for students, for debates. I see the same mistakes over and over again. And as I coach students, whether it's in Toastmasters or outside, on how to deliver speeches, I've done it for a while now, for a few years now, and I see the following 5 mistakes made over and over again. And I believe it's what separates the speakers that end up winning competitions or even just presenting with confidence from those who get up, present, sit down and say, I never want to do this again. If that is you, you'll be a lot less likely to feel that way after you get these 5 tips. When I tell kids to give a public speaking speech, the first thing they do is go to YouTube, pull down their most inspirational speech they can find, their favorite person, and they tell their story. If I can Google the speech that you just presented, then why am I listening? I know that sounds harsh, but don't tell us someone else's stories. Whatever your age, whether you're a child or an adult, your stories always trump other people's stories. And don't think that just because you're young, you don't have stories. I tell stories now from when I was 4, 5, and 6 years old. So don't think that you're too young and you have no stories of your life. You just need a way to mine them out. So remember, not other people's stories, your own. The second mistake I see is when kids read their speech. And this is just a nervousness thing. They look down at their speech and they just read from line to line, and that's it. And they go like this for 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 7 minutes, and then they sit down. And that's just a nervousness thing. You may not have enough confidence to totally have a speech that you don't need notes for, but make them point form. Have cue cards with big words on them and just refer to them. So you look down at the word, you come up and you talk about that topic. Practice doing that and have more faith in yourself. You remember more of your own stories, and that's why you tell your own stories. You remember more of your own stories than you think, and all you need sometimes is a word to jog your memory. Think about it. When you're with friends and they ask you, hey, tell me that story about when da-da-da-da-da happened, you don't say, okay, well, let me consult my notes. You just go with it. Maybe you need to pause for a minute, think about some of the intricacies of the story, but you'll remember it. All you need is a word or two on that card. Look down, give your little blurb, come back, just refer to the card in front of you. The third mistake I see is barriers. What's a barrier? Anything between you and your audience is a barrier. Whether that's a desk or a lectern or a projector, something in front of you that blocks your body from your audience. There's something subconsciously when your audience can see your whole body, it makes them trust you more. And the second type of barrier is not a physical barrier, but a bodily barrier. Whether it's a closed posture or your arms too close to your body, almost like you're protecting yourself from getting punched, open up. Just the act of opening up and leaving your arms open as you speak or just down by your side is freeing to you. It will relax you, and even if you're still nervous, your audience will trust you more. So watch for those barriers, physical and bodily barriers. Fourth mistake is a lack of eye contact. Eye contact establishes that you're confident in what you're saying, even if your heart's beating a mile a minute. If you look into the eyes of your audience members as you're speaking, you convey confidence and you connect with them. And don't stay on one person. If you're nervous, glance from person to person, but make eye contact with people as you speak. Even if you just look slightly above their heads, just get in the habit of looking out to your audience and not down at your feet when you speak. I see it in youth speakers more than adults, but I still see it a lot, and just look up and deliver your message. And finally, pace. The pace at which you speak can have a remarkable effect on whether you use ums or ahs when you speak, or whether you sound more confident and pronounce your words as you speak. Sometimes the act of speaking is just about slowing down. That's the magic in speaking. The pauses, the space between the words. Deliver your message, collect your thoughts, and then bring up your next point. Just slowing down the pace of your speech will remove those filler crutch words, and they'll make you more confident, and it's going to put you ahead of speakers, youth or adult, once you do that. So remember those 5 tips for youth speaking, because I see it over and over again. Come back to this video, watch it, do these 5 things, and you will be a youth speaker to watch. Trust me.